Good morning, everybody. So this is going to be a test, another test. There's a few things to talk about today. I'm going to go through them with you, but this is our second test of the Osmo camera. Let me tell you real quick before what happens. It is currently 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't believe me. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 4:08 a.m.
So there you go. If Alexa says it, we know it must be true.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
She doesn't like when I cut her out of the conversation. Okay, so let's get moving. At 4 o'clock in the morning, as you can imagine, there's an extreme lack of daylight. This is no accident. It usually happens. Something to do with the sun, rotation of the earth. For those of you that believe in a flat earth society, I don't really know how to answer this problem, but you figured out the earth was flat. I'm sure you'll figure out why you have no sun. Is there a purpose to this? Well, first off, the camera is set on night mode. Super night is what they call it. So we're going to be walking here and you're going to lose me because, quite frankly, that's the goal. To see what super night really means in an environment like this, right? You're going to see lights in the streets. You're going to see the sunrise up over the horizon because it is 4 in the morning. The sun is out there. The wireless lav is going. I got to tell you, I just cannot get over the audio. I mean, I've been watching YouTube bloggers and the DJI wireless lavs are pretty much the standard amongst the YouTube blogging type peoples. I see why now. The one I'm wearing, you can't see it. This was hit by a sensor. I just got blasted, so that's why that happened. But right here, I have the mic on. They give you a magnet. It's just stuck to the back of the clip. Magnet's very strong. So, and I'm wearing somewhat of a thin shirt, not for the women, just because I like to be cool. Okay, so this is cool. You'll see that I'm interested to see this myself, the various differences in lighting and how the camera deals with it. The camera is set for what they call super night, which is supposed to make the camera more sensitive for nighttime shooting. But I don't know what that means. I haven't looked it up, so we'll find out. But enough bragging on the wireless lav. Let's just say that the audio on the lav is really super impressive. Obviously, you can't see me, but you can hear me. I'll try not to make this as boring as the last one. There's a lot to talk about, though. There's a lot going on that you guys might find interesting. My friend's Carl Lund, who I know uses drones for his real estate. Those of you that use drones, this will be an interesting video. Unless you're really dialed in. Oh, wow. I'm looking at my picture on the front of the camera, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, that's not a bad shot. Street light in the back, some spill light from homes on the street. That's what we're seeing. Okay. So, what are we going to cover first? Well, the camera itself and how it does in low light capabilities, that's going to answer itself. You'll most likely, those of you that don't want to listen to me yammer on, you'll just fast forward through this and look at the different environments and kind of make your decision. It's for me, I just need to learn. I like learning about cameras. I like learning what they can do. The idea that this thing is even surviving at all is amazing. I'm 2.5K 16 by 9. Remember I told you that last time that the front screen letterboxed for me? I didn't show you that. I never aired that video. I had actually tried to walk the dogs at one point, but I ended up getting stuck with 3 dogs because my son got a little sick. And so the vlogging had to take a back seat to controlling 2 naughty huskies and a little beagle. But they're so cute. Okay. So let's go over the drones. Let's do news, where you start with the most important thing and work your way backwards. Don't break your drone. That's the news. Do not break your drone. Carl Lund, if you're out there shooting real estate, do not let your drone get broken. I know Dan Duffy, my buddy Wyatt, he buys my old drones, so he doesn't care. But look, I'm telling you, DJI, who we all buy our drones from for the most part, for all practical purposes, are banned. They cannot be sold in the US. If you don't believe me, go to their website, try to buy a drone. Go to Autorama, try to buy a drone. Go to B&H, Best Buy, Walmart, nothing. They're gone. And there is no ETA as to when they will return. It's serious, people. Now, everybody will scream tariffs, tariffs, tariffs as to why. By the way, just so you know, just stopping real quick, I'm walking literally just down the center of the street. Not on the sidewalk, just the center, because I'm trying to get light from everybody and I'm interested to see how this works. So far, I can't see really well because I'm not wearing my glasses, but it looks amazing. Anyway, and I love how dead it is out here. As long as I don't get killed by car thieves, which tend to come out between 2 and 4 in the morning, I should be fine. Okay, so talking about the drones, people are telling you publicly, they say it's the tariffs. The tariffs are the reason that no drones are being sold. This is for the most part not true. So don't believe that if you hear it. The reason being is if the tariffs are the reason, then DJI would simply do what they've been doing to their other products. If you get one of their Osmo cameras, not the action cam that I'm reviewing, this thing is still pretty reasonable at $339 on Amazon. If you get one of their other cameras, I believe it ran about 3 months ago, it was $400. Now it's $750. So that's the response to the tariffs. They just jacked the price. By the way, thank you to everyone who had a hand in jacking up my business cost 20 to 30% this year for no reason. Some of you will say the tariffs are to grow business, blah, blah, blah. My respectful request to you would be, please go back to school. Read. It's not it. It's not going to make any difference. The only thing the tariffs are going to do is make it expensive. For a tariff to work, they have to either buy more of our products or we have to buy less of theirs. That is the short answer. That's what has to happen for a tariff to work. Everybody here is telling you that we need to open factories in this country. And that the tariffs are to make it so that businesses have a financial motivation to build a factory here. It's a nice thought. I appreciate the happy-go-lucky rainbow feelings behind all that. Unfortunately, the reality is that our fellow countrymen don't want those jobs. This has been done before. Motorola tried to make cell phones in the United States not long ago. The plant lasted exactly 1 year. No one wanted to work there. Nobody, because they don't pay a lot of money. Cell phones aren't profitable. They're made in the millions and dollars are made on them. So there's not a lot of money to go around. So that's why the only factories that work in this country are really expensive products. Military, industrial, automotive, that sort of thing. And even then it gets tough. So my point is that just don't expect, and by the way, those automotive plants, for the most part, are like 90% automated. The American people don't like factory jobs. They actually compete more with like being a waiter. It's kind of along the same thing. If you do the low cost stuff, I'm amazed by the way the camera looks so far. Anyway, so the tariffs aren't going to do what they want. We know that. It's really a buzzword. It's a political thing. It's not meant to do anything useful, really. But for those of you worried about higher taxes, you were looking in the wrong direction. Oh, you got hit with higher cost, all right. And it's going to be terrible. It's just not the taxes. And the sad part is, at least when you're paying taxes, a few cents on the dollar manages to go to a program that might be helpful. tariffs just go into the ether. Everybody benefits but the customer. At least if they're done the way they are. Enough of the thing about tariffs. They don't work, they suck, it sucks. And DJI is going to use that as their excuse for not selling drones in the United States. The real reason? Security. There's a lot of concern on both sides of the aisle, by the way. This is not a left-right issue. There's just a lot of concern as to what the software China is loading into these things is doing. Just imagine if there was a code of software in those things that somehow monitored something in the United States. Well, people fear this. And China is known for being really sneaky and horrible when it comes to stealing other people's ideas and co-opting the business. I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. If you look at it, what happens is, and by the way, Amazon, good old Jeff Bezos, he has zero loyalty to this country. I mean, zero loyalty. And he's happy to screw you if it means he'll make $1. Because what he does is some American invents something, right? And he posts it on Amazon, because pretty much at this point, that's the only way you're going to sell it. So he posts it, and then it starts selling. And as you know, if you look, it'll tell you how many are selling, what the reviews are, everything you need to know. China watches this, picks the top sellers, copies it, and then sells it under their own brand. No matter what you look up, I was looking up a suitcase that was American made. I forget the name of it, but it had all these cool gadgets. Well, 7 other brands out of China copying that design. So the point being that China is well known for stealing anything they can and marketing it. And they steal from each other. Don't think it's solely the US. Oh, they steal from anybody. The business and market in China is horrific. You can listen to some of the vendors bitching about their fellow vendors over there, and it's really sad. Anyway, with that in mind, could China be having software in the drones that take advantage of American interest? This is the question that a lot of people are asking. And it's been asked so intently that Congress has basically put the brakes on sales of drones in the United States. You can't get one. The new DJI Maverick 4 is pretty much impossible to get at this point. It really is it's an issue, a big issue. So yeah, go figure, go deal with that. So if you have drones, take really good care of them. I've got an old Mavic 2 that I love. I didn't have any problem getting extra batteries, thank God, because one of my batteries died. So if you have a drone, take care of it. If you need a new drone, you may need a buddy in a different country to ship one over to you. So the night vision, this is self-explanatory. You tell me. I'm interested in what kind of, obviously I'm looking at a really tiny screen right now, right? I mean, just really small. But it's really, the purpose of this screen, I'm gonna fix something here. The purpose of this screen is more or less just to tell me where my head is in the thing. I like making these things. I like making stuff. I don't know if you guys are gonna watch it. I don't care. Some of you will find it helpful, and I think that's nice. But for the most part, this is what I would call self-imposed therapy, a way to get some thoughts out, have a morning, not think about the fact that I hate this fucking walk, and more just focus on speaking, doing something that I perceive to be useful. Is there anything else I can tell you about the camera? Not really. Maybe I'll even stop the video here pretty soon, just so I don't yammer on. I told you about the drones. That was super important. Look it up. You'll be amazed. It's like and it's so quiet. It's just like, shit. They hit stop. All the DJI drones just went away. I was looking at a video this morning. Somebody was talking about it. I'm like, oh, screw you. That's not true. This guy's just one more YouTuber trying to create something dramatic. No, he was right. I went looking and like, damn. So we'll have to see where that ends. Timeline on this. How long will they be out, not for sale, Jay? No one knows. No one knows. Spoke to a business manager at Adorama, dealt with BH, nobody knows. Nobody knows how long this is going to last. That really, really sucks. The other reason that, putting my business owner hat on, I don't run Dreamwilder as much as I used to. In fact, this will be the first year that I don't renew my production hub advertising. Those of you that may have paid attention to that, that was my secret weapon for a long time. That's how I got so much business. Kept it very quiet. If you looked, my exposure on Production Hub in St. Louis was about 10,000 more views than my nearest competitor. I really put money into that. This will be the first year that I stop it. One, I'm backing away from business corporate production a bit. Two, it's become worthless, I'm sorry to say. I've been posting some of them on Facebook just because they're so funny. I wanted my fellow producers to get a laugh, but I'm trying to say, the leads that come out of Production Hub now are just about as worthless as tits on a bowl. You're gonna get, we need a 3-camera, 3-operator shoot for a full day with corporate and talent, and we have a budget of $800. Yeah, blow me. But that's it. That's pretty much what you see now on Production Hub. It used to be that it was producers that were professionals, knew what the rates were. They needed people quickly. They didn't want to screw around. They didn't want to go through a brokering service. And it was great for the longest time. I mean, I was spending about $1,500 a month, $1,500 a year in advertising. And these things were netting me 10, 12, 20 grand. So it was absolutely a winner to have that type of advertising. Now, this year, I didn't even make $750. Now, that said, the leads are still there. Like I said, they're just worthless leads. And I passed the age long ago where I need to build my resume or anything like that. So I don't take I don't take any of the jobs they offered. If it doesn't pay the rate, I move on. Or if they're really insulting, I post them on Facebook for humiliation purposes, which does feel good for a few moments. But later I feel bad about myself. That's okay, I can get over that part. So Production Hub is no longer worth its money. That's a shame, but the business evolves. In fact, corporate as we know it, talking heads, narration, voiceover work, all that stuff, it's dead. It's gone. I don't know about you guys, but for those of you that work in my field, you're probably like me, and you get anywhere from 10 to 20 emails a week from voiceover artists reaching out and trying various sneaky ways to get your attention. So for me, any voiceover that tries to contact me unsolicited gets added to a list of people I don't use, which is kind of sad for them, but you know, you gotta use your head. You can't just be, you gotta realize if you had the idea, there's a distinct possibility that so did 30,000 other people. And do you really want to be a part of that tribe? Just to blindly say, if I send it to this many, there's a thing in direct mail advertising where we knew that if you send out so much stuff, you will get a percentage return, usually like 1%, sometimes 0.2%. But send out 100,000 pieces, you're going to get that many pieces back. Does that cover advertising, and is it worth it to do it? Those ratios have halved, if not by more. It doesn't work that way. People that are looking to do marketing now have to think much longer term. You're not going to send out something and then get something back. That doesn't work anymore. What you're going to do is you're going to build over the course of about probably 2 to 3 years, and you will get enough notoriety. Your website will ingrain itself into the search engines, and then you'll start to see something. But I would tell a person looking to make money, if you're in St. Louis, don't buy a soundstage unless you have need of the building anyway, and the soundstage just happens to be there. We used to have 10, 12 sound stages in St. Louis, Jumbie Bay, Avatar, all gone. All gone. It's just not happening anymore. Now there's only a few. Bad Dog being the biggest one, but Tom was really smart. It was not his core business. It was a part of his business. So the soundstage would go down, rental would stay up. He did okay. Smart guy. I really love talking to him. Hi, Tom. So I did yammer on. I'm gonna go ahead and yammer through the walk. But that's what fast forwarding buttons are for, right? In a very dark area here, I can see the barest hint of myself on the screen. I'm walking towards a street lamp. This is fun for me. I'm gonna really enjoy going home and seeing this video. That's the only bummer about doing it live. There's no post-mortem. I would have to wait till the next video to tell you what I thought. Like for instance, if you put yourself through hell on the first video, I can tell you that the audio nailed it. And you didn't see this, but when I went walking the Poochies, I also had my son with me. The main one, not the spare. And, sorry Lucas, that pisses him off. I do it just to tease him. This is my oldest and here's the spare. What we use when the other one breaks down. I love my kids. They know that, which is a good thing. The audio was amazing. We went through wind. We went through lawnmowers, barking dogs. When I did the second walk with my son, we had 2 mics going. Both audio meters show up on the screen. Everything's easy. When I started up today, just before I came out, I pulled the lav out of its little storage case. The moment it came out, it found the camera and linked. I didn't press a damn thing. You literally could hit record, put the mic on and go. Which if you think about it, for an action camera, would absolutely be what you want to do. I mean, absolutely. So, I'm pretty excited by this. I have bit the bullet. I now own 3 of these cameras. I would like to have 5, but I currently have 2 GoPro 8 blacks, kind of old but good cameras. One of those will go to Joshua for his trip to Madrid. Gonna get him an underwater housing for that. Whopping cost of $16. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. I think after this street light, I might call it. I don't know. I keep saying I'm gonna turn it off and I don't. It's fun to talk to you guys. I don't even know who's listening, but it's still fun. So yeah, night vision. What do you think? If you see this, it's probably going to be because I shared it on Facebook. So I would appreciate it. I can't see anybody that would go to the end of this. But assuming you're here and you actually watch this, I would appreciate it if you would give me your analysis on what you think this thing, how well it did in this environment. Did Super Night work? Did it get jittery? Did it get noisy? What do you like? What do you not like? The guys at DJI won't appreciate these videos because they know a lot of people won't see them. But if you're really serious about testing something, you need time. Now, what's your response would be, yeah, Jay, but you take the time. Doesn't mean you have to put us through it. We call this editing. I would agree. You'd be right. I don't care. Live with it. Life's a bitch. Suck it up. But yeah, you're right. I should cut it down, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let you fast forward. So, if you want anything else tested about this camera, let me know. Eventually, I'll be testing the underwater capabilities. The camera is supposed to be good to 60 feet on its own, which is cool. I was thinking, oh, I can try that, but I thought about it. I'm not going to send down a camera body underwater without a housing. Even if it is waterproof, salt is salt, and salt screws with everything. Maybe in my pool I'd consider it, but guess what? I got a saltwater pool. So we have just about finished. Here's there's the house that we're heading towards. It's kind of nice seeing it from a distance. Let's see what else we got. You can see the horizon. The sun's up a little bit more than it was, so that's cool. But Nice halo behind the house. I like it. I love my house. I love my house. It's the only thing I've really ever done that was a big deal. And the way I did it, because I figured, well, someday I'll die and the kids will reap whatever financial benefit. So it's not like it's a waste of money, but I really do enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things that I have. Actually, it's probably the favorite thing. I like my Tesla quite a bit, but it doesn't compare. We just did the front. This is really worthless information. We just did the front landscaping. This is all new. Had bought these boxes from a place on Etsy. Etsy is something we could talk about someday. Talk about an amazing thing. If you know how to deal with Etsy, that's a great thing. But you can see the flowers that we put in the box. Just went crazy happy here. There's a vine in the back. See, I need to start training it, hooking it over here. It's actually all I needed to do. Over here, the vine has been happier. And so it's really gotten around. You can see up there, it actually needs more. That's kind of cool. See the tree there? It's not a tree, it's a bush, but they cut it to look like a tree. I thought that was cool. Okay, so this is it. You've seen everything. I look forward to hearing what you think. I apologize for the long videos, but it is what it is, you know. At least you get to see and experience what this camera's doing. Also, I'll be interested, you know, this thing is auto white balance. It'll be interesting to me to see what it's doing. Because like for instance, right now, I'm walking into a tungsten light source, right? Behind me is a daylight light source. So I don't know, you know, I know what that causes. Just be interesting to see how the camera deals with it. Now as I walk into the daylight source, does it adjust accordingly? Like right now I look pretty dead as opposed to my normal dead. All right, that'll do for now. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy yourselves.